We have
this privilege that we have as the elite in our societies is not a badge of superiority. It is a debt that we owe to our societies. It comes with enormous responsibility, and the only honest way to repay it is through service. There is no great nation that at one point in time or the other in its history has not had to have leaders, an elite that says we must put service to our country over our personal agendas and well-being. It is this idea that politics or governance must be for the common good that led to many nations establishing human capital development programs, education for all, healthcare, insurance, social housing, etc., social security schemes. So free education, for example, universal healthcare are not just policy choices. They are reflections of selfless and visionary leadership. In many countries, these systems were built by leaders who saw governance not merely as a tool for power, but as a moral obligation to uplift society, especially the most vulnerable. In countries like Norway, Sweden, and Denmark in particular, strong social security systems, free education from primary to university, and universal health care are considered basic rights. These systems didn't emerge by accident. They were designed by leaders who believed that a nation's greatness is measured by how it treats its weakest citizens. Very frequently, what service requires is the ability to tell the truth to our own people and our own constituents, the ability to take difficult decisions that may in the short term cost us politically, but in the long term will work for the common good. I remember that in writing the AP, one of the things that occurred was that there was a real, at that time, there was a real problem with deciding whether or not to introduce social investment policies into the budget. And there was an ideological argument on both sides. Should we introduce this or should we not? Because it was going to be a huge part of the budget. In the end, those who insisted won. So the social investment policy was introduced into the budget. Homegrown school feeding, at some point in time feeding 9.5 million children daily. There was the N-Power program, the microcredit program covering almost 3 million informal traders. So a decision has to be taken by people who are committed to service, sometimes popular, sometimes unpopular, to serve the people that they govern. Indeed, in my view, to lead is to stand at the intersection of decisions and destinies. It's the privilege of being entrusted with people's hopes, their resources, and potential. And when that leadership is exercised with vision and humility, this privilege becomes a powerful force for transformation